NASA, along with Caltech, runs the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which explores the farthest reaches of space as well as nearby planets, mostly with robotic probes, which deliver huge amounts of scientific data, including spectacular and sometimes questionable images. They also develop tools to manage all of that data, and there is a lot of it, and in fact, literally an astronomical amount of data. One of the tools they made is called Object-Oriented Data Technology, or OODT, which is metadata-based middleware supporting the automatic correlation of data, the discovery of data, and the cataloging and archiving of data. The National Institutes of Health, which runs the National Cancer Institute, which runs the Division of Cancer Prevention, which runs a program called the Early Detection Research Network, our project, when we heard about OODT, we said, we gotta have it. So we signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Caltech and JPL to deploy OODT throughout EDRN and also take advantage of the expertise at JPL in metadata and data management. Throughout the term of this memorandum, there were several deliverables. We also like to call them several pioneering successes. The first was in the form of expertise in developing the common data elements. You see, EDRN tracks a whole bunch of different kinds of data, such as specimen data, patient data, procedure data, protocol data, and even more. But there is no uniform vocabulary, so there's no way to correlate all that data. So we laid the foundation to correlate that and describe that data by developing the EDRN CDEs. Today, there are over 600 of them, and we use them to automatically generate trial forms, to describe new studies and protocols, and to create software that's interoperable because they all speak a common vocabulary. Our second deliverable was in the form of software. It was called ERNI, which stands for the EDRN Resource Network Exchange. The problem? Well, each EDRN site collects specimens, and each EDRN site would like to share those specimens with the other sites because more specimens means more research. Each site catalogs all of those specimens, but they all do it differently, different databases and different semantics. But we do have the CDEs. Why can't we just use those? Well, we can't just enforce them because that would disrupt all the daily operations of specimen collection and cataloging. So instead, we used them to develop software with OODT's product server, creating a virtual specimen bank. We developed and delivered the ERNI product server to two sites, the University of Texas Health Science Center and Moffitt Cancer Center. Users could then search for these specimens using any web browser on a form that looked like this and search over 20,000 specimens in a virtual specimen bank spread across two different sites. Later, we expanded ERNI to 8 sites spread across the United States, creating a virtual specimen bank with over 90,000 specimens in it. Our plans for 2006 are to expand to 13 sites and an estimated 200,000 specimens. Our next deliverable was a prototype called ECAS, which stands for the EDRN Catalog and Archive Service. The problem is this. All the sites collect lots of data, and in fact, not just lots of data, but lots of different kinds of data. But they're all stuck in separate repositories. ECAS creates an infrastructure to share all of that and describe that data and support discovery of it with secure storage and retrieval based on permissions and roles. We envision ECAS becoming a national asset for scientists and researchers to publish, review, and retrieve data. And it's as easy to use as, again, a web browser. Our prototype ECAS search page looked like this, and it supported both a forms-based search and a Google-like search. Here's an example of an image product retrieved out of a prototype ECAS. Our plans are to continue to hone this prototype and gain feedback from our target users, and then deploy a finished ECAS nationally. Our fourth deliverable was in the form of operations for the EDRN public portal. You see, EDRN is gaining momentum, growing quickly, and entering the public spotlight. The old static website could no longer keep pace with the growing demand. New science partners could not locate partnering information, and patients and the general public found the site confounding. The new public portal is dynamic with up-to-the-minute data on EDRN funding opportunities and news, and in a clearer format with documents specifically for the public. It is currently live at this web address, and it looks something like this. Our fifth deliverable was another prototype, this one called the EDRN Knowledge Environment. You see, we started with the common data elements and used those to build the ERNI application. We also used them to make ECAS. We're working on a biomarker database as well, which, thanks to the CDEs, can be linked to ECAS. And with the CDEs, we can make study management tools and link them to ERNI and the biomarker database, as well as site management tools that are also linked to each other. And all of this can be delivered within the context of a central unified portal. This would provide a single place for the general public and for clinicians and doctors and researchers and scientists to create, retrieve, and update data, information, and knowledge, all housed securely within a public portal but with various levels of access based on roles and permissions. Our first prototype provided a unified view of the prototype biomarker database, of ERNI and ECAS, and of protocol information and site information, all linked with the common data elements in a duplicate copy of the public portal running at JPL, with Google-like search as well as an AJAX-enabled live search which provides immediate feedback to search terms as you type them. It looks something like this. Our plans are to make this the centerpiece for EDRN's knowledge infrastructure. Conclusion. EDRN certainly can continue to benefit from partnering with NASA and JPL, and we look forward to continued cooperation to make better tools and more powerful informatics.